Now we're going to talk a little bit to the north about Broad Ripple, and brightening up that area after the sun goes down is just one way to make the streets safer. Although adding street lights might sound like a bright idea, our city reporter Mary Mills found out that paying for them is a whole other issue. Mary?
And Marie, it's been talked about here in Broad Ripple for years. The more street lights you have, the less crime, but there is a dark side, and we're not just talking about the cost, but who foots the bill. During a recent Saturday night in Broad Ripple, we saw dozens of officers along the strip and outside bars. Even so, several people told us they were still concerned about their safety.
Walking to your car, it's not walking from one place to another place where the cops are at. It's in those dark, hidden places.
Walking down one of the residential streets, we saw what she meant.
You can see, or perhaps you can't see, why walking down a street like this after midnight is probably not such a good idea.
In fact, seeing my shadowy figure, 3 people quickly crossed the street.
Did you guys cross the street because you thought I was like somebody over there?
Yes, actually.
You know, I really think it's hard for crime to appear when there's light.
Colleen Fanning, who lives just a few blocks from the strip, would love to see more street lights.
We have a very vigilant neighborhood, but in the darkness, it's really hard to, help protect each other.
But at this point, residents are pretty much on their own. In 1981, then Mayor Hudnut imposed a moratorium on paying for new street lights because of budget issues.
I think those are ones that homeowners have chosen to add.
While Elizabeth Marshall says some residents have paid a couple $100s to install light fixtures on existing poles, most of the power poles in Broad Ripple are in alleys.
So it's not just adding some extra lights in, it's the fact that there is not IP&L power on the front side of these homes, and that adds to the cost significantly.
DPW estimates installing a wooden pole and running the power lines typically costs about $2,000, while Fanning says she'd be willing to pitch in.
It's really unfortunate because it is a citywide problem. It affects all of Indianapolis, not just our little neighborhood. Every neighborhood should get consideration on the things that would help it with crime, and that's why we pay taxes. So I would really like to see the city lift the moratorium and pony up.
And a DPW spokesperson says they get it. They are talking to IMPD, IPL, and neighborhood groups about ways to increase street lighting and where to find the money. And again, it's not just paying for installation, but the ongoing energy costs. Live in Broad Ripple, Mary Mills, Channel 13 Eyewitness News.